During the first week of this course, we'll be looking at bioethics and the precautionary principle. This week, you'll be asked to write an essay on ethics. Keep our discussion in the forum in mind as we work through the course, especially as you contemplate how we manage our environment through local, regional, and national regulations. There are major differences between philosophies on how much regulation is good and how much individual versus collective rights should be observed. The precautionary principle is a conservative approach to how we set allowable limits on pollutants and who should bear the burden for proof as to how safe a chemical or activity is to the human and natural environment. There is limited use of this principle in our current approaches to environmental management. Examples include setting safety factors for chemicals, providing transparent processes allowing public comment, and to some extent forcing burden of proof for safety onto manufacturers rather than the public. Finally, the degree to which we feel a responsibility toward the environment affects how we view regulatory requirements, and these views and ethical perspectives play themselves out in our elections, our choices of work, and our daily decisions on how much risk we'll tolerate. The 4 stages of risk assessment, as originally laid out in the Red Book, are now accepted as the model for human health and environmental risk assessment. They include, first, hazardous identification, the inherent properties of the substance that make it toxic. Next, exposure assessment. How are we exposed to the hazard? Next, dose response. What is the relationship between the amount of the hazard presence and the body's reaction to it? And finally, risk characterization. Given the information in the first 3 steps and the uncertainties in the information, what is the final risk that we will be managing? The risk assessments are performed by experts in the scientific fields of study and then handed to managers to inform decisions about various regulatory standards. Finally, the job is not complete until risks are communicated to the public.